you try. So your first test, which is next week, is on what we call assumed prior knowledge. And it's all of the algebra information that you need to be successful in this class. So, for example, when we start chapter 6, and it's on quadrilaterals, and I ask you to work this problem, and in order to work the problem, you have to know how to solve a system. I'm not going to reteach systems. I'm going to expect you know how to work them. Or when we're in chapter 5, and you have to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form in order to be able to work the problem, I'm not reteaching that then. Okay, so we're going to go over all those things now. And then I kind of just tell you for the rest of the year, these are the things that you need to be able to do on your own. It's just like adding and subtracting, okay? So for the Bellwork over the next few days, there's just going to be some algebra review skills. I started real easy. I know y'all probably are looking around while you're working this thinking, is this actually honors? But I started out real easy. All right, so on number 1, it says, right, what is the value of the expression? Now, what is the difference between an expression and an equation?
Expressions have no equal sign.
Expressions have no equal sign. We're just finding this value once we plug these numbers in. An equation has an equal sign, and you're finding the value of x, okay, or y, or whatever it is. All right, so not only did I give you this expression, but I made x what?
-3.
Made x negative, and I'm making you do what to it? What am I making you do to x? Square it. Now, if you're squaring a negative, what happens? It becomes a positive. Now, I told you or asked you to do this without a calculator, but if you were plugging this into the calculator, what do you need to make sure you do with -3? Put it in parentheses. The calculator is only as smart as the user. So when you type it in, if you don't put it in parentheses, it doesn't know what you want it to do. All right, so we've got 2 -3 squared minus 5 times -3 times 8. What is -3 squared times 2? 18. Now, because I took this negative and I put this minus sign right here, that 5 is now positive because I went ahead and moved the minus sign down. So I've got 5 times -3 times 8. What do I get?
120.
-120. But now I have minus a negative, which is actually plus a positive. So that's going to be 138. Yes? Perfect. It's okay. That's why we're warming up. We're just getting started. The next one talks about the perimeter. What is a perimeter?
The length around.
The distance around something, the length around something. And this is a rectangle, so how many of each side length? How many of each side length do we have? 2, right? We have 2 of the 7x's and 2 of the 4x's. So you can either add these together and multiply by 2, or you can do 2 7x minus 43 plus 2 4x plus 11. Now, I don't do a whole lot of multiple choice, okay? I don't. But there are times that we like to practice for ACT and PSAT and those things, and I like for you to learn, let's eliminate some answers. All right, so this is going to give me 14x minus 86 plus 8x plus 22. So 14 and 8 gives me
22.
Which means I need to eliminate A and B right off the bat, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, -86 plus 22 gives me this -64.
Hold on.
I can hold.
Wait. No.
You sure?
So.
So it's perimeter, so that's why you do 2 times.
Because we want all the way around. So if you just do the 7x minus 43 plus the 4x plus 11, that's only halfway. Then I got to double it. Okay? All right. Elliot's mom says, I'm going to give you at most $75 to spend on shoes. What does that mean Elliot can do?
Only spend $75.
Can Elliot spend $75?
Yes.
Yes, but he can't spend any more than that. So if I'm talking about at most, is my circle open or closed?
Close.
Closed. So I have at most -7, which is which graph?
C.
C. All right, then we got this baby equation over here. What do we do first?
You
Add 19.
Add 19. I don't know why I did that. And what does that give you? 56 equals -2r. So r equals what?
-28.
-28.
Ms. Jackson,
Yes.
I put D for number 3 because, like, I thought with the negative you have to flip it because, like, it would be going, because, like, negative's gonna go. I'm
So
not explaining it.
So at most means that it has to be less than -7.
Uh-huh.
And since they're negatives, less is going to be like -8, -9, -10 is going to be less.
So just do, like, how you would with normal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right, good? Now, I'm not going to come to you in 3 days and say, where's your sheet? I want this. This is yours. And I'm not going to ask you to keep up with these forever, but for this first test, since the first test is all just algebra review, find a place to put these until the first test. I don't micromanage your notebook. I don't tell you how many folders, how many tabs. I don't do notebook checks. So some of you have a pocket in your binder. Some of you have the sheet protector kind of dividers, whatever you have. Keep up with these just for the first test so that if there's something, not necessarily on this one, but the ones that we go over, if you want to look back at it, that you can. Of course it did.